Well, we all live in our own reality. That's what this video is about. Uh, the people think about other people's realities, and it's hard to understand what they are experiencing, especially if they come from a different place and a different background than you. But everybody lives in their own reality, and that's the point. You know, that you can't um, anticipate somebody else's behavior sometimes because you don't know where they're coming from. And I think one of the things I've gotten better at over the years, I know I have, is reading other people. You know, I've seen so many people, and I'm such a blabbermouth, and I just talk to everybody, and I listen to what everybody has to say. And every so often, you know, you share something with somebody, and they share back the story that is like way off the wall, like incredible to you, and you know, you learn something from that, because not everybody lives in the same reality. And I mean, the first place you look is metaphysics, of course. You know, the big question is, where do you go once you die? You know, and you know, I saw this George Carlin routine that he did one time, and I don't know, he was feeling nice that day, but he is saying, well, you know, maybe it is that if you're a Christian and you believe in the Bible and all that, then when you die, you go up to the pearly gates, St. Peter's standing there, and he asks you a few questions, and then you say, go on in, and you go to heaven, and there's God sitting on his throne, and Jesus on his right hand, and the Holy Ghost, and all the choirs of angels are singing all the time. And I mean, I don't know if it's as good as Led Zeppelin or anything, but you know, if you're a Christian, you might believe that. Or, you know, if you're a Hindu, you know, you die, and he says then you come back as a dog or a tapeworm or something, or another person. You know, that is your reality, and maybe he says, well, maybe that's what happens when you die. You come back to whatever your reality you believed would be. But personally, and this is my honest opinion, so I don't know what reality is. You know, I read Descartes, you know, and he's logically points out that the only thing you know for certain is your own existence, right? I think I've quoted him a few times. Or what else do they have? They have the beliefs that science is the way, and my belief is, I guess that's closer to where I am. You know, I was raised by an engineer. My father was an engineer, and my mother wasn't particularly religious, even though they sent us to religious school, and they were, you know, there was. I'm not saying that every single person, every single teacher in that school was a piece of crap, but yeah, a lot of them were. A lot of those nuns and those priests were just rotten assholes, and that's all there is to it. But there were some nice ones too, you know. And this is where does your reality come from? Because I mean, you know, like they say, if all the people who believe in that are Christians in America are going to go to heaven, and I'm going to go to hell, well, maybe I don't want to go to heaven. You know, I mean, if I don't get along with those people. But the answer to that question to me is, and I'm sure it's not for everybody else, is I have no idea what the nature of reality is. I have no idea what happens when you die. I hope it's something good or something more, you know, that a lot of people think it's just something neutral, which means you're dead, and it's, you know, your family will remember you for a couple of years, and if you're someone famous, or you left a hard mark upon the world, like, you know, if you built the Hoover Dam, you know, you have a physical mark left on the world. or if you're Abraham Lincoln or Plato, you live a long, in the minds of people a long time, but otherwise you're just dead. One day you're sitting there, and I was just watching a show on TV where they're trying to weigh people when they die to find out if the soul has a weight, you know. And they don't know. That was just a TV show. The thing is, I don't know either. And if I know that the Christian viewpoint is that if you die and you didn't believe it, then you're going to go to hell, and burn forever in this painful existence. Have you ever read Portrait of an Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce? He talks about how hell is eternity, and you burn a non-consuming fire, so you feel the pain of being burned 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, and forever. And forever is a long time. It's forever. And that's the threat that they give you. And in a way, and I think I've said this in another video, that just pisses me off a little bit, being, for a long time when I was a young kid, the church wanted me to feel guilty. And I was like the guiltiest damn kid in the world. I was the failing school, and my dad beat me, and I had, of course, the same dirty thoughts that all adolescents have. And finally I just said, screw this, screw everything. I'm not feeling guilty anymore. I'm not a bad guy. That was like my brother told me. We're not bad. We're not bad kids. Why do they treat us like we're bad kids? And this is also, part of what is your reality. I think you largely don't create your reality. It's kind of given to you, and you do fine-tuning of your reality along the way. So if you're raised as a Buddhist, then you do your Buddhist beliefs, and you choose the different ones that suit you the best personally. Same thing. I could talk about Christianity because I know a lot about it. Certain Christians believe in this strict version of the Bible, and others say that the Bible is just a general guiding thing. But you got to look at this too, and this is my opinion. But a lot of the people who really work hard at the moral truths of those few people who said they knew what reality was, which are like I say, Buddha and Jesus and Muhammad, and I don't know, a few others, Abraham, if he ever really existed. All these people, Confucius, they follow them because the ones that said they were divine and all that said, I personally know what the true nature of reality is, and so they give this to you, and you follow it, because everybody else is like me. They're wandering around saying, I have no clue what the true nature of reality is, so we need somebody to tell us what the true nature is. So they follow these religions, they follow these leaders, and this is an observation I make. It has no bearing upon if you're a religious person or not a religious person, whether or not you're what I would consider a good person or a bad person. That is to say that not all Christians are bad people. There's a lot of really good Christians out there. There are many good Christians out there, and one of the things about religious people is that they want to be good, which is 3/4 of the trip, maybe more. If you want to be good, then you're already pretty much there. And I say this, you're born pretty much a lot of times with your personality, and your upbringing is the shared reality that we all have. So culture is a shared reality. and that's why there's a lot of fighting right now over culture. But my shared reality is that we should be kind to each other. We should be peaceful with each other. We should try to help one another in the world. We should try to help the earth, help the planet, help all living creatures. That's my, I don't know, I get that probably from some religions, but I also get it from my own intuition. And I say everybody fine tunes this cultural experience, which is what we share as a reality. And of course, there's also the physical reality, which is, you throw a ball in the air and it comes back down. Everybody dies. No matter, I comes to mind is that John and Yoko video, which you folks may have seen. I forget what song it is, but John writes his name on the beach and they're shooting it from overhead, right? And a wave comes along and washes it away. And then Yoko writes her name out on the beach and a wave comes along and washes it away. And that's kind of what, I know that's why people want to reach for a higher reality, because that's kind of the view I have of reality to a large extent. We're here, we're alive, it's a wonderful thing. Consciousness may be a very rare thing in the universe, but we're, once you die as an individual, a wave comes and washes it away. And 100 years, 200 years, whatever, nobody will even know that you existed, except if they're like looking up archives for some reason. But in 50 years, chances are your name will never get mentioned again. Your memories will be gone. All memories of you will be gone. And I guess that's one of the reasons I make art anyway.